Yeah.
You want to like him, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. We straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters.
Ah.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome back. You are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every weekday, Monday through Friday. I am one of your gracious hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
Okay, whatever. And the man on the other microphone, he is a great patriot. We all know him as...
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Chris America has returned on May 24th, Friday. Friday the 24th be with you, Loudbeard, or May the 24th be with you, 2019. And it is a Friday, Loudbeard. We took yesterday off. My voice was a little verklempt. It did feel a little bit better later on in the morning. You know how sometimes you got that funk in the morning and it's just too much. And then you kind of take a little nap, you eat some food, you drink some water, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, you got to wash that stank off.
Yeah, you got to get the phlegm out. You got to, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. So I was feeling a little bit better. So I did actually record 2 episodes of the Battle Inside podcast yesterday. So make sure you check that out on our Scout Team Radio. And then I went to the gym, and then I went house shopping with the Golden Ghost. He is still alive.
Yeah. I've seen some pictures up on the social media from you in your little personal space of all the house buying situation. So how's that going for you? That's big decision.
It is a huge decision, and I don't know if I've given this analogy yet on the air, but I'll give it again if I have. This is kind of like going on a first date with somebody, and then you have to decide, are you going to marry them? Because that's what you're doing.
That's a great analogy.
You don't get to hang out at the house. You don't get to, live there for a couple of weeks or maybe a few months to date the house. You just have to kind of do a walkthrough and then look at all the specs and options and what's around the area and what schools are there. And then you got to make a decision. You don't get to meet the neighbors. You don't get to, see what happens on Halloween, if it's a good trick-or-treating neighborhood or not. You just kind of got to marry them. And then you can't get divorced, Loudbeard. You can't get divorced until somebody else decides to marry your house. You're stuck with it.
Okay.
Could you imagine that's how divorce,
analogy?
But wouldn't that be weird if that's how divorce worked? Like, you really hate your house, you really don't want to be with it anymore, but you can't do anything unless you have more money to go get married again, or you have to wait for somebody else to come around and be like, I'll take this wife off your hands.
Would that simplify life a little bit easier though? No,
I think it would make it harder.
Okay.
But yeah, so one of the houses was infested with roaches, so it's at a good price, and roaches, it feels like one of those things that you just hire an exterminator and you get rid of it. I think roaches is probably better than mold or a leaky roof or a bad AC
termite
unit
damage.
Or termite damage, but it's still one of those things where it's man, you really got to make sure you get all of them out. And yeah,
that's the winner right there. Cockroach
you think
Hotel.
So? Cockroach Hotel.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be
I
Joe's
don't even know
apartment.
which one that one is. I don't know what it looks like, but cockroaches, boom, winner.
Be like Joe's apartment.
Just like that.
I never
MTV's
saw
worst
that movie. Did you see that movie?
No, I actually didn't. I remember it being so advertised heavily because it was the first MTV Studios movie.
They made up for it with Napoleon Dynamite, though, I think.
Oh, yeah. They killed it.
But, yeah, so, and then the best-looking house, and it was actually the cheapest-looking house, had all the bells and whistles. It's all the way out by the airport. There's really nothing around it. I couldn't even tell you where the nearest grocery store is or, the CVS or anything like that. I like convenience where I live. I like knowing that I can just stop by the grocery store at the house if, I didn't take any meat out or something and just grab something real quick and then go home, or I just like knowing that I just like convenience of it is a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Which airport? Is it the big airport or the smaller airport?
The smaller airport in Sanford.
Okay. That's a nice area around there.
It's not bad.
You just thought it was a little too rural?
It wasn't just that it was too rural. Like, Little America's mom lives in Mount Dora, and for those who aren't from Central Florida, it's basically on the complete opposite end of the state from where the Sanford Airport is. I did look it up on Waze, and it said it was a 45-minute drive, but I have a hard time believing that Mount Dora is a 45-minute drive from the Sanford Airport.
Well, Waze never lies.
It doesn't.
Always it lies.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm kind of stuck with that. I kind of have like a radius that I don't want to move away from his mom too far because I don't want him to have like an hour to an hour and a half drive to school when he's over there. So, trying to make it work
these
for
are
everybody.
a lot of decisions because location is everything. And then you also don't want a house with a bunch of cockroaches. So that's also should be part of that. Location is everything. Not having cockroaches everywhere is everything also.
And the other thing about the really, really nice house that's really, really cheap, it's on a dirt road, and like the neighbors have like a car lot going on.
Okay. Yeah, that could be a little bit of a situation.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I saw some potential. I'm gonna run the numbers by my mortgage guy, see what he says, and then I can make a decision from there.
Oh, your mortgage guy.
My mortgage guy.
Okay, so not your realtor. Because
well,
the
no,
realtor
because, like,
we know. Everybody knows your realtor.
We know. Right. So he can give me all the specs and stuff, but the mortgage guy is going to break down, the taxes and the all the mortgage stuff.
Oh, yeah. That
like
you got to get the escrow accounted in to see what your amount is and all that. Because you always think, okay, this is doable, and then all of a sudden they throw in all this other crap, and you're like, whoa, payment just doubled. What happened?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you lived on this side of the road, you would have paid this many taxes. But since you chose a house on that side of the road, it goes up.
It's true. It's true.
So, big time decisions. In a transition period of my life, Loudbeard, and just trying to make the best of it. And can't wait to start the next chapter, my man.
What's good is we have some support here for you, Chris America.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Twitter line, and Memphis Spence is jumping in already, and he's saying, wait. At Loudbeard is going with the cockroaches? ?
Joe's apartment, man.
Memphis Spence is on your side. I think he's trying to say, like, don't listen to Loudbeard. Cockroaches, not a good idea. And he does have a funny gif of a cockroach playing a potato chip.
Well, there's one playing a potato chip. The other one's using a matchstick as a microphone. And one's using some weird, like, bottle cap with a nail and some strings tied to it as a bass guitar. I think if those roaches were doing that when I walked into the house, it would have been just like, I'm putting in an offer right now.
Seal the deal. I would have sealed it right there. You can't. That's a band right there you could make money off of. You could have people come over. I mean, that's impressive. I wish that happened at your house.
Yeah, it would be. You'd come over and party all the time.
This is what America's all about. God bless America.
All the time. So, Loudbeard, the one thing about the Roach House, though, is it's in a great location. It's a fairly decent-sized house. The only thing I don't like about the house plan is that all the bedrooms are on the same side of the house. And, I don't want to wake the children up with the radio show. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to wake the children up talking loud on the radio show every morning. So that was kind of disappointing that the room was on that side of the house.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Usually master's on one side, you got kids' rooms on the other side. So
yeah,
it's a little much there. All right, Chris America, what else you got going on this morning? Anything else exciting other than the house shopping?
Well, we got another tweet in. Let's see what that one is. New notification. Oh no, he just liked. It was just.
I was gonna say, I think it was a reply or a like or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess we have Toronto.
Yeah, we do have Toronto, but
do we want to go there yet?
I think we do, but I just want to point out something. And Memphis Spence tweeted about this earlier today. There is a little bit of a controversy that stirred up from this Toronto game, and I'd like to talk about the controversy before we actually talk about the game. So these Green Bay Packer guys, they're funny. They like to chug some beers. So David Bakatari, he's the offensive lineman who chugged beers last time. He gets out there, he's chugging beers, and then he points over to Aaron Rodgers on the other side of the court, and Aaron Rodgers does a little girly man chug. It was really quite embarrassing for the Green Bay Packer fans out there. So Aaron Rodgers does his little girly man chug, but he's there and he's sitting next to the owner's daughter of the Milwaukee Bucks. It's Mallory Edens. And so Mallory's wearing a shirt for Pusha T, who is let's say a well-known hip-hop artist who has had a beef with Drake. So this is kind of an inside troll to the Raptors and to Drake specifically. And it was brought to the limelight when she's sitting next to Aaron Rodgers, who ultimately was failing at chugging a beer and didn't even get down to the bottom of the beer. He had like he had about a quarter of it left, and he has to set the beer down. So a great moment where we got to make fun of Aaron Rodgers. All of a sudden, the world started saying, wait a second, Pusha T, who right now has beef with Drake, and it's highly publicized beef, she's wearing his shirt, doing kind of an insider troll towards Drake. So Drake last night, he went ahead and after the Raptors won said game, he went ahead and updated his Instagram profile picture to a picture of the owner of the Bucks' daughter. And that's now, right now, as we speak, his profile picture in Instagram. It sounds petty, but I like the troll. I like the troll and going on both sides.
I do like that. But there was an even bigger troll on Aaron Rodgers last night.
All right, what's the bigger troll on Aaron Rodgers?
So they showed him, I think it was on TV or it was either on the Jumbotron somewhere, I don't know. I saw somebody post a picture of it. And you know how like they'll show somebody and it'll be like they'll pan to David Spade, SNL actor, or maybe Mike Tyson, world champion boxer, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So they panned to Aaron Rodgers and it said, Aaron Rodgers, Game of Thrones extra and NFL MVP.
Nice.
They led off with Game of Thrones
Game
extra.
of Thrones extra.
So now is that more of a
that
troll,
is his biggest
or is that
claim
more
of fame?
Or claim of flame?
Claim of flame. That is his biggest claim of fame. That you start with the big. Go big or go home.
Definitely. So I didn't know if that was more of a troll or if that was more of a compliment. What do you think?
My humbled opinion on that matter is that Game of Thrones is so hot right now, and there are a lot of people out there that aren't sports people, and those people that aren't sports people, they know Game of Thrones. And I think whoever put that on there was thinking that it would be a bigger deal, him being an actor in Game of Thrones, than him being
not really
NFL.
an actor, an extra.
An extra, yes.
Did he have
bigger
any lines?
Deal him being an extra. No. I think he just
so
got
then you're not an actor
burned
if
up
you don't
by a
have any
dragon.
lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude, spoilers.
No. It's not a spoiler. There's a damn dragon in the damn movie, or in the show, that, and it kills things. I'm not telling you what it kills other than an extra. Okay.
Yeah. Named
spoiler.
Aaron Rodgers.
You couldn't even tell who it was. Like, you had to go back, like, the internet was sending pictures out. Like, I think that was him. Like, it looks like his face, like, because he was an extra. There was 80,000 people in these, like, war scenes, and you're like, okay, which one of these guys is Aaron Rodgers? Let me try to figure this out.
Like, where's Waldo?
Yeah, it wasn't anything impressive. So I will say
it would have
it's
definitely
not
been a troll. It would have definitely been a troll if it said Game of Thrones extra because he missed the playoffs.
Yeah, and I didn't see that part. I was actually thinking you were gonna say girlfriend or boyfriend of Danica Patrick. That would have been that would have been better.
Danica Patrick's boyfriend.
Yes. Aaron Rodgers, Danica Patrick's boyfriend. That would have been the perfect troll, and I would have liked to have seen that.
He should be on Wife Swap. Who would he wife swap with?
I'll take her. I mean, what?
Mike Tyson. Does Mike Tyson got a girlfriend or married?
I don't know. I don't know what Mike Tyson's doing.
So Memphis Spence tweets at us. He quotes a tweet from another person that has a picture of Bango, the Milwaukee mascot, sitting at a table that says, Drake is the Nickelback of rap. Change my mind.
I can't change his mind. I'll be honest with you. I can't change it.
No, I can't either.
He's like Drake is like the Sum 41 of pop rock music.
Off the top ropes, huh?
Yep, coming in hot.
Loudbeard, later on in the show, before we get started, we have a draft coming up, and we're going to do the last 5 seasons of NBA rookie teams. We're going to draft players from there. I got to tell you, man, I'm looking at the lists this morning, And there's a lot of just really tough picks. Like, I feel like there's enough, but I think when we get to 4 and 5, we're going to be looking at guys like, I don't know. Let me see. Who's one of the names where I looked at and I was like, can I pick him? Oh, who was it? It was like Alfred Payton was on the 2014-15. Definitely not going to pick him. Nikola Mirotic. No, that's not who I wanted. I wanted Andrew Wiggins. Like, isn't that one of those names where you're just like, is that going to be a guy that, like, he's okay, he's good, but is he good enough to win me this draft?
Yeah, these are tough decisions that we're going to have to make. And Wiggins is one of those guys. Some people think he's got a ton of talent and a lot of potential, and other people think he's been kind of a flop. So that's a tough pick.
He was the 2014-2015 first team, and I got to say, like, that's 5 seasons ago. He's good, but he's not first team, rookie team, and bright future. Like, this is not. I don't think this is how we saw his career being when he was drafted high and made that rookie team.
Oh, absolutely not. And it's funny going back and looking at these lists, thinking about the analysis going into the drafts. It seems like every year there's like 3 guys that their names just skyrocket. And, there's typically a clear-cut number 1, and in that draft it was Andrew Wiggins. But there's always like 2 or 3 other names where they're like, oh, these guys are surefire all-stars. And I look back and I think of some of them, like a guy named like Jahlil Okafor. He was good.
Yeah.
He was a top 3 draft pick, but he is nowhere near being an all-star. He's a role player now. He's not even a starter. And I remember him going in, and everybody's like, he's going to be such an offensive weapon. He's just got to hone in his defensive talents, but teams have to have this guy. And I'm pretty sure he played for Duke, if I can remember correctly. But where'd that guy go? Like Andrew Wiggins. Oh, this guy's future, star in the NBA. He's going to be leading whatever team that drafts him. He's going to lead them to be a great team because he's just going to be such a big superstar. He's not even an all-star at this point. And 5 years in, he's really a quality starter is probably the best description I can give him. And I don't even know if that's saying a lot about his talents. So, I mean, these draft analysts, sometimes I wonder about this whole thing. It's really like a crapshoot.
Yeah, for the NBA, it probably is more so than most other sports. I mean, I can't speak for hockey or baseball because I don't pay attention to their drafts at all. But compared to like football and baseball, they're both crapshoots. But the NBA, man, it's just basketball is just a weird sport where it's like there's just a tiny amount of just super elite guys, and then guys who are just really good at basketball, but there's just a big gap between those 2 talent pools.
Yeah, and in the middle where it's everybody else, those guys are they all have the same level of talent.
Right. Yeah.
So after the first round of the NBA, all they start looking for is guys that are specialists.
Yeah,
they're like,
role
okay,
players.
Right. Okay, you're good at shooting 3-pointers, but suck on defense and suck at everything else in life. I can live with that as long as I can stick you in and count on you to make a 3-pointer for me and get 5 minutes in a game and hit a key shot. Okay, I'll draft you in the second round. Like, because everybody else is just all even. You're right. You got that elite category where you've got maybe 20, 25 guys that are head and shoulders above everybody else.
You would say 25?
Yeah, I'd say 25.
I'm thinking like more like 5 to 10.
Oh, I see. There's 30.
Like I'm talking about that LeBron James, Kevin Durant. I'm talking like that level. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard. Like to me, that's a category of elite. And then there's this huge gap where you get into that next tier of guys where you want them on your team. They're good to have on your team, but you're not going to build a team around them.
Yeah, maybe I'm going a little high, 2025. I can live with, but I'm going to say 15 to 20. I'll say 15 to 20.
Okay.
We'll meet in the middle.
All right.
Yep. Anyway, we got this draft coming up. It's going to be amazing. There was a Raptors game last night. We're 20 minutes in. We might as well talk about this thing, right?
And two guys that are in that elite status, Kawhi Leonard and Giannis.
Kawhi and Giannis? What?
Giannis.
I thought you were going to talk about Memphis Spence because he tweeted at us this morning. I put him in MVP status.
That's MVP. He is elite status. That's for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so how did that game go?
Him and Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
So game was good. I stayed up and watched this one, and sometimes you sit there and you watch an NBA game and you already know who's going to win, or you already know how the ending's going to be, and it's just like, okay, with the Golden State games, it's like, oh, Golden State. The whole time you think Golden State's going to come back, and they do exactly what you think they're going to do. This was one of those games where I sat there, and Milwaukee, towards the beginning of the third quarter, had a pretty decent lead, 10, 12-point lead. And I'm like, okay, well, I think Toronto can make this thing interesting. All of a sudden, Toronto just starts scoring, and they even it up. And so that whole fourth quarter, it's like back and forth, and you don't know who's going to win. And Giannis is out there fighting, and Kawhi's out there making huge shot after huge shot. A guy like Fred VanVleet is stepping up, making tons of three-pointers for the Raptors. And the Raptors in the fourth quarter just started kind of dominating Milwaukee. The score didn't necessarily show it, but they came back and then took a lead, and Milwaukee just never looked back. And Milwaukee had a chance late. They were only down by 2 or 3, got the ball back with like 50 seconds, and had a crucial turnover. Brogdon had the ball kind of bounce off of his shin, and the Toronto Raptors buried them. This was a fun game to watch, Chris America. I don't know if I'm giving it justice by my terrible analysis on it, but this was a great game, and I really enjoyed it.
No, I like it. I mean, you look at the scorecard, and you're right, man. It was a back-and-forth game. Milwaukee had a 32-22 lead going into the second quarter, and then Toronto came back 24-17 in that quarter. They tied it up in the third quarter. They both scored 26. And then, like you mentioned, man, Toronto just finally just punched the gas and won the quarter 33-24. And the big difference, I think, there is Kawhi Leonard, 35 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. And we talked about how, who was it, that Lillard had to cancel out Curry? Well, Kawhi and Giannis, they have to cancel each other out in order for their teams to have a shot. And Giannis couldn't do it. He only scored 24 points last night. He couldn't cancel out the production of Kawhi. So that equals a 6-point win. 35 points for Kawhi and 24 for Giannis. That equals a 6-point win for the Toronto Raptors. Everybody else did well for both teams. We talked about how the other guys behind Giannis got to step up. I mean, they had 4 other guys scoring double digits. It just wasn't enough because the Raptors were doing the same, and that big difference is Kawhi's 35 points.
Oh, yeah. Kawhi had a huge game, and he hit some really key shots towards the end. A couple big three-pointers in the fourth quarter that really helped swing the momentum. Anytime Milwaukee felt like the momentum was swinging back their way, all of a sudden Kawhi would just nail a big three-pointer and completely deflate the home crowd. And at that point, it was just hard for Milwaukee to get any momentum going. And another issue was Giannis. Giannis twists his ankle late in this game, and it's like a minute and a half left, and they actually have Giannis go and sit down. And the announcers, Chris Webber and Reggie Miller, were sitting there like, you have to be really hurt or really tired to be out. And I'm telling you, if you're a superstar, you must be missing a limb or something for you not to be in this game right now. How crucial this game is, and at this pivotal point in the game this late. So he was getting a little bit of shade for going out, but he did tweak his ankle, and he did come back in. I think he just needed a second to kind of regain his composure.
Right.
But he was getting some shade from the announcers when that happened because it was so late in the game, and it was still so close at that point. But I don't know. This was a tough one for Milwaukee. They were at home. They now lose the home court advantage. Some people say that it's not a real series until someone loses at home. Well, someone lost at home, and now they're going back to Toronto for Game 6. Drake's going to be jumping up and giving some momentum to this Raptors team. So Toronto has a great opportunity to close this one out in Game 6 at home. And the Bucks lost 3 in a row after going to a 2-0 series lead. This isn't looking good for the Bucks.
No, it doesn't. And one thing that I like to see from the Raptors is they find other ways to win. Bringing him up again, man. Pascal Siakam, great first 2 rounds. This round, been kind of a ghost. Now, last night, he had some great rebound production. 13 rebounds. That's what you want to get. 14 points. Still not where he was in the other 2 rounds where he's scoring, 25 to 30 points a game. But they find other ways to do it. You mentioned Fred VanVleet stepping up. Kyle Lowry, still not a great night, but a productive night. And that's what they need to do. They need to find different ways to win. And I don't know what it is that Milwaukee's doing to shut down Siakam, or maybe he's just having an off series where he's just not feeling it like he was the first 2 rounds. But yeah, he's definitely have to pick it up. If they do advance, he's gonna have to pick up his game against the Golden State Warriors, because 105 is not gonna cut it in many games against the Warriors.
Yeah, and I have to bring up VanVleet again. This guy, he comes in, he's not even a starter. Danny Green's the normal starter, and I have a lot of respect for Danny Green. He had a lot of great years with San Antonio, and I thought he would be a little bit of an X factor. And Danny Green, kind of a ghost. So the Raptors plug in VanVleet to come off the bench to fill in for Danny Green, and VanVleet, he scores 21. All of his 21 points were three-pointers. He's had 7 3-pointers that he made last night. Just such a big difference. He comes out and he becomes that energy guy, that guy that the Raptors can count on off the bench when a guy like Danny Green is struggling.
Yeah, Danny Green is definitely the Chris America-like performance of the night. 16 minutes, 1 rebound. I could definitely score you one of those. But I don't want to ignore this other guy in the Bucks, okay? Ersan Ilyasova. I think I nailed that. 11 minutes.
Orlando Magic legend.
Yes. Ersan Ilyasova, 11 minutes, 1 assist. I could definitely do either of those 2 things for the Raptors, or I could do it for the Bucks. It doesn't matter. Those are the Chris America-like performances of the night.
Wow.
And
there's always a couple good Chris America performances. I liked it.
The last thing you want is your starter having a Chris America-like performance. But the Raptors found a way to win without him.
Yeah, Raptors, man. I do think the Raptors are going to be the best shot at a team to take out Golden State. Will they do it? Can they still beat the Bucks? I mean, we're only at Game 6, so I shouldn't jump ahead. I do think that this was a pivotal game. Now the Raptors having that home game in Game 6, I think it's done. I think it's over. I'm going to have to put a fork in the Bucks. Hate to say it. No, you like your guy Giannis, but it looks like it's going to be Toronto's time.
Yeah, we'll see. Don't get so hard on this, man. You're about to Drake these Raptors right here. I mean, we got you picking the Raptors. Right. We got Drake picking the Raptors. I mean, the only thing left is I don't know if Mike Berlon picked them or not.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and listen. On my way to work this morning, I'm going to go back and listen to the podcast. Last night, Craft Brewed Sports, good friends of the show, 8:30s on Thursday nights. They always play or have their show. It's a great show. Typically, I like to listen. My daughter just started a summer volleyball league, and practices are from 8:30 to 9:30 Thursday nights. So, yeah.
Ooh, which daughter?
Our youngest, our 11.
So 11 years old, going out from 8:30 to 9:30. Don't these people got bedtimes?
Man, she's hard, man. Don't be acting like she's soft.
I'm not saying that your daughter's not hard, but that's just that's a late. That's more like a high school time. Even for high school, that seems late.
Yeah, there's some parents complaining. They're looking at changing it, but the coach is like, well, the other option's 7:30 on Friday nights.
Yeah, that does kind of suck.
I was like, can we just keep it on Thursday night?
Is it like you want to get the court, but Chris Paul is over there saying like, "No, you can't have this court, son. I've already booked it up."
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, that's what I thought. It felt like Chris Paul was booking up volleyball courts so y'all couldn't practice at a certain time.
Yeah. Either way, they're terrible times. I'm actually okay with the 8:31. First of all, summer's coming, so kids kind of stay up late anyway. Yeah. But there's a couple parents that were complaining, so they're either going to switch those kids off the team so they can go to a different practice. But I like it because I have trouble getting off work on time.
Yeah, that's
sometimes
true.
I get out late and I travel a lot, so for me,
I'm good with like
better.
a 6 o'clock start time because I like just taking kids to practices and stuff is still part of my work day, and so I hate ending my work day chilling at home. You know, you eat dinner, you're relaxed, you're all set, and then you're like, oh shoot, it's 8:15. I gotta get up now and stay dressed and go look like appropriate for like kids and stuff. So now I gotta, can't wear my Chris America underwear or my Chris America banana hammock that the male aficionado sent me for my birthday. I gotta actually get dressed and go be social with people at 8:30 at night.
Yeah, see, my struggle is I don't get home till about 6:30, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
So if it's like a 7 o'clock practice or 7:30, I'm either shoving food down my face.
Yeah, that's true.
See, it's not, I like the later, so I have time to have a nice dinner and then go do it.
I got you.
Because 6:30, 7, it's always just really tight. Of course, then my wife ends up having to take her just, tag team. That's how we have to take
tag team back again.
Pretty much. Man, I wrote a list of topics to cover, but I doubt we're going to even get to half of them because we have a dynamic draft coming up here after the break.
This one's going to be hard, man. Because some of them, too, are they're like the new names, and you want to pick them, but then you don't really have the advantage of knowing if they're going to pan out.
All right, so after the break, stay tuned, and we will find out how bad Chris America will screw up this draft. Hey, Kawhi, what are you laughing at, man? This isn't funny. Fantasy sports reimagined. FanDuel, that's what I'm talking about. It is more than just fantasy sports. It's the best way to watch the games, win real cash, and bring the action right to your living room. Just choose a contest, make your picks, watch, and win. And if you go to FanDuel.com/STR today, you can get a $5 deposit bonus. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/STR. Come on, man. This is not a laughing matter.
Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here from the Captain Lou Extravaganza, coming to you live every Tuesday night on 12ouncesportsradio.com from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, it's a different name, but it's still the same great show. We're going to have guests every week live on the show, and we'll have your opinions as well as mine, and we'll see whose is better and obviously whose is right. That's every Tuesday night live, the Captain Lou Extravaganza from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time on 12ouncesportsradio.com.
If you've been listening to Scout Team Radio for a long time, you know that myself, Loudbeard, has placed a bet or two in his day. That's right, I've lost the beard bet, I lost the romper bet, but one place I don't like losing is when I bet money, and I can easily do that at MyBookie. That's right, you can go to mybookie.ag, use promo code 12OZSports, and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hey, guess what? That is a lot of money. Do it.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune into us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Welcome back, and thank you all for listening in. Once again, we are Scout Team Radio. He is Chris America. I am Loudbeard. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. We come live on 12-ounce Sports Radio. That is our mothership. That is where we come live. We also are simulcast on the Full Press Radio Network. We love that partnership. And we have our podcast that we drop. The podcast we have going out there on our podcast network, Barn Burner. So check them out, barnburner.ca, or you can go to anywhere you find a podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the normal places. We're there. Just search Scout Team Radio. You'll find us. You can also hit up our website, scoutteamradio.com. And as that commercial said, you can always go to MyBookie if you want to check out some ways to bet. I think I'm going to look and see if MyBookie has a bet to see if Drake is going to go up and massage Nick Nurse right on the neck. I think that would be a good prop bet. I hear there's rumors that Vegas is taking this prop bet. I think
You
I'm
know-
going to take it.
Loudbeard, I was just watching an Office episode where Holly and Michael get back together, and so they all have this like PDA. So Gabe has to have like a no PDA in the workplace environment. I think Gabe needs to go and give that spiel to old Drake there. No PDA in the workplace there.
No,
Drake.
no, don't do that, and I'm not going to win my bet. I think Drake's
Well-
going to be all over him. I'm putting PDA all up on that bet.
Well,
it's
if
going to
you
be a prop
notice-
bet of the year.
If you notice, nobody listened to Gabe on that show.
That's a good point. Poor Gabe.
Poor
Actually, I hated
Gabe.
him. He was a troll. I mean, a
Yeah.
tool.
There was one thing I've seen The Office a bunch of times. I've done so many laps around that show. It's ridiculous. It's a very easy show to just kind of binge watch when you don't really want to think and you just kind of want to relax and have some background noise on. The one thing I never understood is why Michael Scott hated Toby so much.
It was just one of those little nuances of the
Yeah.
show that
Yeah.
just made it so great. I don't
It
know
did.
what it was, but it was almost uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but that was part
Like-
of the humor.
Like the whole time, I remember the first time watching, I'm like, there's got to be some sort of secret that we don't know, and they're going to reveal it at some point, and then they just never do. And at first you think, oh, it's just because he's the HR guy and he's the guy that tells him not to have any fun, but it was a fiery passion that Michael, when he took digs, like he twisted the knife and he went hard at Toby. Poor Toby.
Yeah, poor Toby. I mean,
Go ahead.
Mhm. I was gonna say I feel like the Michael Scott Toby relationship is kind of like the Kevin Durant Chris Broussard relationship. I don't know if you saw this, but Chris Broussard was saying that him and Katie have a pretty good relationship. He said, Katie and I have a love-hate relationship. We've texted for 2 to 3 hours straight about life, basketball, media, faith. Katie has gone at me much harder privately. We make a living critiquing athletes. It would be hypocritical of us not to be able to take it. And that was Chris Broussard. Kevin Durant retweets this message from the Undisputed that has this quote. And Kevin Durant, his actual blue check mark Twitter account says, Cap. You don't have my number, man.
Yeah, so I saw that tweet, and I didn't care to look deeper into it. And I was like, that's kind of weird. And then I knew it was something about. I even just took a guess that it's whoever he's texting or not texting, but tweeting at. He's saying that person doesn't have his number. I almost assumed it was Stephen A. Smith because that guy loves to talk about all the relationships he has with people. And that reminds me, that was something that I wanted to play on the air. Maybe we can play it after the draft. But there's a nice little funny video about Stephen A. Smith. And I wanted to ask you this, Loudbeard, kind of going back to things that I watched. I watched It this past weekend as well, the new one.
Yes.
And I want to ask this during the house hunting segment. Now, you said roaches are a go, right?
Yeah, roaches, I can live with them. They're
Okay,
friendly.
what about haunted house? Like, is that
Oh,
a go?
yeah.
At the right
That's
price?
I think that's a bonus feature. I mean, they should make the price more money just so you can buy a haunted house.
I mean, it would be cool, right?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back in like 10 seconds.
All right, go ahead for your 10 seconds and get the heck out of here. So we're doing this draft based on the last 5 years of all NBA rookie teams. So as most of you are aware, and we talked about this yesterday on the show, the NBA announces their all rookie team, and it is the top 5 draft picks. Draft picks 1 through 5 all made the all NBA rookie team, first team. And that was the first time that this has happened since the 84-85 season when you had Barkley, Jordan, Olajuwon. So this is a pretty good feat for these young guys. So it's exciting to see that. And, you know, some of the guys, Trae Young, Luka Doncic, these guys are out there playing out of their minds. And to see them get the recognition they deserve and just see that we actually may have gotten it right with the top 5 draft picks for the first time in a very long time. That's good for the NBA. But Chris America and I are going to have a draft over the last 5 years, the all-NBA teams, and we're going to try to put together our best teams with this draft. And it's going to be tough. There is a lot of good competition on here. A lot of great players have come out of the drafts in the last 5 years, more so than you would think. So this is going to be good for us.
Yeah, a lot of great players, and then a lot of I feel like they still have potential, but it's like their flame is dimming a little bit. Kind of like we said, like with Andrew Wiggins. So let's see how this goes. I believe you have first pick, sir.
Okay, I do. Okay, good.
Yeah, because I picked Christian Bale in our Batman draft. We will get back to you. I dropped the ball on that. That's my bad, guys. We will get back to that round robin tournament fairly soon. But we wanted to pick up the drafts. We missed last Friday, didn't we? Yeah, we missed last Friday.
Yeah, we
so
took
we're
it
back
off.
this Friday. We are taking Monday off. Just a little heads up to our listeners. Enjoy your Memorial Day because we're gonna do stuff with the family and get early starts to that holiday. To take care of that stuff. So, first pick overall, go.
All right, so I've got to go with the Denver Nuggets big man. He makes first team All NBA this season. Nikola Jokic is my number one pick in our fantasy draft.
Yes, good pick. Good pick. And so this is where I'm getting. It's getting tough now. All right, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go Joel Embiid. I think I'm going to go with him. Yeah, I don't feel confident because I feel like there's some other good names there, but I think he's, out of all the players on here, I think he shows such great promise to enter into that elite. We talked about that earlier on in the playoffs that he's an all-star, but he's not quite superstar status yet, but he's right there. He's well on his way.
Well, he made the second team All NBA, so
yeah.
he was my clear-cut number 2. So if you wouldn't have picked him, I would have gone with him.
You would have been like, yes, Chris America's an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, I already think that. But yes, again, I would have thought that.
Okay, so Loudbeard, how do you want to do this? Do you want to build an actual starting 5? Or do you want to just pick players and then just let do you want to do which team?
Players.
Which team do you think would beat which team, or just pick players? Because we both start off with centers. Or big men, really. Because there's not really a center in the NBA anymore.
I say we build our team however we want, and then we put it out there. We'll put a Twitter poll, and we'll say whose team would win.
Yeah, there you go.
And then
let's
see
one
who's
way to
got
do
the
it.
best team. Yeah.
So I guess if you want to go an all-guard team, then you can do that.
Yeah, I could.
That is a small ball league.
That it is. A lot of good. Man, this is a tough decision. Now going back, I feel like there's 3 or 4 guys right now that are on this next tier, and I really like a lot of them, and it's a tough decision for me. Sorry, Chris America. I'm usually not this indecisive, but it's taken a little bit of a toll on me.
No, I told you, man, this is going to be a tough draft.
I think I'm going to go with Big Cat. Karl Anthony Towns is my second pick.
Okay. Well, that makes my pick easier. I'll go with, man. I thought dang it. Do I want to go Ben Simmons? I have to go Ben Simmons, don't I? God, that outside shot is just, it's so tough to get over, but I think I'll go Ben Simmons. I'm basically just being the 76ers right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what other 76ers have been drafted. There's a couple on here you can take. I'm sure that you can figure it out. I'm going to go Donovan Mitchell. I like Donovan Mitchell a lot. I think he's a great future superstar in this league. Should have been Rookie of the Year over Ben Simmons, but I'm going Donovan Mitchell. That's my third pick.
All right. You took Nikola Jokic, right?
Yeah. Number 1 overall. Worthy of that pick, by the way.
Now we're getting into these guys that had really hot starts. I'm looking at a guy like Jason Tatum, phenomenal last year. Everybody was in love with him, and then kind of just a quiet sophomore year, right?
Yeah, he really did. I think if we were doing this last year, he would have been in second or third pick in my draft, not Karl Anthony Towns or Donovan Mitchell, but because he cooled off this year, he didn't perform up to that same level that he did last year.
All right. Well, since I'm really not in love with a lot of the older names right now, for my third pick, I think I'm going to go with a guy this year. He is so hot right now. That is one Luka Doncic.
Quality pick right there. I like it.
I think I'm going to have to go with him. He's really hot right now. Hell of a pick by the Mavs. It's just scary to pick that guy because he is so new. Some people might say, well, he could be a flash in the pan, but they might say, if we're saying which team would beat which team, they would say Luka Doncic is really good right now, and I think he'll be well on this team.
He's so hot right now.
He is so hot right now. He's almost like that. He's almost like that Hans.
Hansel.
Hansel.
Hansel. So I think I've got a clear-cut number 4 here. I'm going Devin Booker. I like Devin Booker a lot. Scores a ton for the Phoenix Suns. Quality guy that's really evolving into a next-level superstar. So I like Devin Booker. Going with him with my 4th pick.
All right. I think I'm going to go all the way back to the 2015-2016 draft. A guy that was on the second team. The Lakers were on him, and then they finally gave up on him recently. They sent him over to the Brooklyn Nets, and he's been doing really well for the Brooklyn Nets. He's really made it to where he says to his ex-girlfriend, look, I'm doing better without you, and that's one D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, you're going second team. I didn't know we were going second team.
Well, dude, I thought I was just all rookie teams. I didn't know you didn't know that. Does that change anything for you?
Team. No, probably not. I didn't look at any of the second team guys.
I didn't think we specified. So I thought we just went the NBA rookie teams. My bad.
All right.
I mean, I can pick somebody else if you want.
Nope.
I mean, no, wait.
You've already done it. You've unleashed the beast. You're like Jake the Snake when he goes into the ring with that big canvas bag, and you're like, "What's inside of that?" And boom, snake pops out.
Snake in the grass.
You can't put the snake back in the bag. You can't. It's just
like
not how that works.
The old chalk in the face.
Yep, snake in the grass. So, oh, man, I'm going to talk through this. You still have one pick left, so you have some choices. Porzingis is on the list still.
Yes,
I would have
selected.
I would have picked him, but this past year he has these injury concerns. He's got off the court issues. He's just really turned into not being quite the same guy that we thought he was last year. You know what? I'm going. This might be a little risky pick, but I like this guy coming into the draft last year. I'm going with the young buck. I'm going Trae Young, man. I love Trae Young, and I think he is a dynamic young player that could end up being a great player in the NBA for a long time.
It really was between Trae Young and D'Angelo Russell. I just went with the guy that's got more proven time in the NBA. But that is a solid pick, and that leaves me with not much left. I'm looking at guys like Kyle Kuzma. You already picked Donovan Mitchell, correct?
I did.
Yep. Oh gosh. Just so many like names that were okay back in the day, but now they're just gone. You know what? You picked a lot of Nuggets. Do I want Emmanuel Mudiay? What position does he play? Is he another guard?
If you have to ask what position he plays, you probably shouldn't draft him.
Oh, see, this is why I'm very much a casual NBA fan. I will admit that, to where I know of names, but I don't know exactly like why I know them. I don't know if I know them because they're good or because they're bad. He's 6'5". He's a guard. He was He's on the Knicks now. No, I don't want him. Never mind.
Yeah,
who am I thinking? I was thinking of you know who I'm thinking of from the Nuggets. I was thinking of Murray. That's who I thought he was. See, I got my names mixed up.
I think he made second team. He didn't make first team. Yeah. So Jamal Murray would be a good solid pick. You can pick him. I see where you're going with this. You snuck around, gave me the old flank. Flanked me from the side. The three guys that I still have left on my list. You're going Murray. You're doing it.
I didn't pick Moody. I picked Murray. Yeah, Jamal Murray.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you pick Moody, I should have just let you do it, man. I should have just let you do it.
Well, because I was like, it's an M name, and I know there was a guy on the Nuggets who was really good. I mean, you look at this Denver Nuggets team, they've just been quietly picking up some really good talent over these last 5 drafts. Almost as good, if not better, than the Sixers have, because it's just been so quiet. I didn't realize. I mean, that's why they made it to the second round. That's why they were the number 2 seed for the West, and that's why they damn near took the Portland Trailblazers out.
Yep.
That's a franchise that's got a bright future, especially if this Golden State Warriors team ever gets broken up.
And that's the typical way to, or I guess the picture-perfect way to build a franchise right there. Just make quality draft picks. And these aren't number 1 overall guys like Jamal Murray, Nikola.
They didn't tank to get
Jokic.
these guys.
Yeah, they're middle, like, 7th pick and 12th pick and that
Right.
kind of.
I mean,
they're making
it's
quality draft.
Yeah, it's not the ideal way to do it. This is definitely the exception to the rule, but whoever that GM man is really good at scouting talent. Their scout team is fantastic. They're
Just like
we talked
this
about,
scout team.
Yeah, they talked about how much they've we talked about how much of a crapshoot the draft is, and they're making it look like it's easy work with some of these draft picks.
Ain't that the truth?
So Loudbeard, let me go find that Stephen A. Smith video. You said you had some other topics to talk about. Do you want to hit those up real quick?
I will say that the 3 players I had left on my list, because I usually make a nice, solid quality list, I had Porzingis, who we talked about, Jason Tatum, and Kyle Kuzma. Those were the 3 guys that I also thought had consideration in this draft. I guess I'll do a little rapid fire here while you're getting this video. Okay, let's see. Gerald McCoy, his first visit is to the Browns. It looks like that OBJ story that we talked about earlier in the week is coming to fruition because McCoy is looking heavily at the Browns. That would be another big get for that.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones comes out and he defends this guy. He says, I don't think Ezekiel Elliott will be punished by the NFL for that Vegas incident. And he gives a little winky face and stares directly into the soul of Roger Goodell and says, "You better not suspend my guy again. I'm done with you."
All right, I got the video ready to go.
You got the video ready to go?
Yeah, it's called.
I got one more story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me do that, and then this is my last story. So if this video is short, we're gonna have to just BS our way through the last couple minutes.
It's a minute 10, and then I got another video too, if you want. So.
Oh, look at you! I just have to give one baseball talk story.
Yeah.
The Twins. They now own the best record in the Major League Baseball. They win last night 16-7. The second team ever to have two 8 home run games in a single season. So last night they'd have 8 home runs in one game. That's how you play baseball. Chicks dig the long ball, Chris America.
They do dig the long ball. And chicks also dig the baby filter on, I believe, Snapchat, and it was made for Stephen A. Smith.
I'm having a very bad day. I'm in no mood. This, today, is one of the worst days that I've had in a long time. I'm not in the mood to play with anybody.
You know, it's funny because
My brother Bomani Jones
it honestly
is in
just
another
sounds
mood
like
looking
him.
at me. I love that brother. I don't want to talk to you today. I've got producers who have been very, very good to me. I've got bosses who have been very, very good to me.
All right, Louder, do you think you could ever be that ridiculous on the mic?
No, I don't think I could. I get a little passionate from time to time, but nothing near what that dude is all the time.
So then I got a little clip from a press conference from our boy, Orlando Magic legend, head coach Anthony Hardaway. So they're asking him about the expectations for Memphis.
No, that's what we want. You know, this is Memphis. You know, we don't bluff. We want all the smoke. We want everything. We want everything to be about Memphis. We want it to be, hey, you guys are supposed to do this, and we need to reach that. That's what this city wants. That's what we want. That's who we are. We don't want to shy away from anything. We want this type of a group because we want to win a national championship, and we're going to hang the first banner in this building, or especially downtown at FedEx Forum. Then we're going to have to get talent, and with talent comes expectations, and that's what we want.
All right, do you like that from a head coach, Loudbeard?
Yes. You need confidence. You need swagger.
You want all the smoke.
You need Penny, Little Penny, not just Big
Little
Penny. You need Little Penny.
You
Where's
need
Little Penny?
Where is Little
Man.
Penny? I've been asking that since he signed with the Memphis. I almost called them the Grizzlies, the Memphis Tigers. We need to bring him back. If they want all the smoke, they got to bring the fire, and that's Little Penny.
I miss Little Penny. That guy.
I do too.
He's a friend of ours, right?
Big time
We need to have him
friend
call
of the
into
show.
the show.
We will.
I saw UCF fans did a Paul Feinbaum baby face filter from his
did
show.
they?
Yeah,
Nice.
that was pretty funny too. Yeah.
One last tweet from Memphis Spence as we head out. I think Loudbeard won this draft. Chris America doesn't even know what position these guys play. Well, Loudbeard, if you lose, that's a big egg on your face because you lost to Chris America, who doesn't know that much about basketball. Have a great weekend, my man. Long weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Great 3-day weekend. Be safe out there, guys. And we'll see you on the flip side. Peace.